Okay children, we've got an assessment to do. Mr. Holditch has said that if we carry out this assessment and you get to the end of it, he's going to give us 3 marbles for our party pots. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you sometimes, I'm going to talk to your mummies and daddies sometimes. You can stop and take a break whenever you need to, but I'll just ask you a few questions. Okay, mummies and daddies, if we just check what's in the pack, so you should have this literacy assessment part A with red at the top. This sound sheet that the children can have afterwards anyway because they need that every day. Then we've got the pink part of the assessment, so part B. You'll also have a sheet for the children to write on. It does say in the pack that it's a pink paper provided, but I ran out so it's on like a creamy peachy kind of paper. Then your yellow maths assessment. Again, the children will have a yellow sheet to write the answers on that. Then you'll have a green sheet which is a number line which is right at the end, and a blue sheet which is numbers 1 to 20 to be cut up. So you should have all of that in your pack. Okay, so literacy assessment part A, questions 1 to 5, that's word blending. If you can check the columns for me, the titles in the columns. And the children just need to blend the words after I've sounded it out. And if you just write down what they've put or tick the right column. So the first word, question 1. K-at. K-at. B-I-N. B-I-N. F-A-N. F-A-N. K-R-A-B. K-R-A-B. Sh-ark. Sh-ark. The next section is initial sounds. So I'm going to give the children a word and they need to tell me the very first sound they can hear in the word. Children, what's the first sound that you can hear in the word sun? Sun. What's the first sound that you can hear in the word milk? Milk. What does milk start with? What's the first sound you can hear in the word paint? Paint. The word is candle. Candle. What's the first sound you can hear in the word candle? What's the first sound you can hear in the word yo-yo? Yo-yo. The next thing we're going to do, so the third section on page 1, questions 11 to 15. Children, I am going to give you a letter and you need to tell me a word that starts with that letter. So if I gave you the letter D, 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 you'd tell me the word D, D, dinosaur. D, D, dinosaur. Tell me a word that you know that starts with mm. Can you tell me a sound that begins with r? R. Ask your parents to write it down, please. Can you tell me a word that begins with k, k? K, k. Can you tell me a word that begins with l? L. L. Can you tell your adult a word that begins with o, o? O, o. Well done, that's the first page done. Okay, page 2. The first part now is on rhyming. I'm going to give you some rhyming words. I'm going to give you an example of some rhyming words first. So if I say to my brother, dish, he might say fish. If I say chair, he might say hair. Can you give your parents a word that rhymes with this? Dog. What rhymes with dog? Dog. Ask your parents to write it down, please. That was question 16. Can you think of a word that rhymes with hat? Hat and think of a word that rhymes with sun. Sun and if I'm going too fast, just pause me. Question 19. Can you think of a word that rhymes with bit? Bit. Can you think of a word that rhymes with ring? Ring. Ring. If you can't do those, don't worry. Can you tell me these sounds? This is the middle section on page 2, sound recognition. What's this sound? Well done. So the last block on page 2, can you tell me this sound, please? What's that sound? What's that sound, please, children? Well done. This is page 3. The first block, questions 31 to 36. Children, can you please read the word that's going to flash up on the screen? Can you read that word? Excellent, you're doing very well, everybody. Page 3, the middle section, word reading, and this is reading red words. So the red words will flash up, children, and just tell your parents if you know what the word says. Children, you've got to try and do this without any help from your parents. If you're not sure of the answer, just say to your mummy and daddy, I don't know that one, but do have a try. Last section on page 3, questions 43 to 47. What you've got to do on this one, children, is I'm going to tell you a word and you've got to tell me how to write it. You're going to chop it up. Okay, so if I said to you the word cat, you'd say to me with your robot arms, cat, k-at, and then I could write cat, couldn't I? Can you help me with your robot arms, because I don't know how to break some of these words down? How do you write net? Net. If you tell your parents, they'll write down the sounds that you've said. How would you write zip? You zip up your coat, zip. Use your robot arms to help you. What's the first sound you hear in zip? Tug, tug. You can use your sound rainbows as well. Tell your parents how you would write map. This is a bit trickier, it's got an extra sound. Use your robot arms and tell your parents, get your robot arms ready, how would you write soft? Soft. Well done, just pause me if you haven't finished. Okay, page 4. For page 4, for your assessment, children, you need to have this sheet. And this is a game where you need to win. What you're going to do, I'm going to tell you a sound and you need to find the sound on this sheet before your parents do. Don't let them win. Are you ready? So look at your giant sound card. The first sound you need to put your finger on, please find it first, is P. Come on, you can do this. Find P. Put your finger on it, don't let them win. Children, now you've got to find G. G. Get there before your parents. Have a look along all of the letters if you can't find it. Children, can you point to A? A. I hope you're winning. Children, can you find the sound that drives me crazy when you wiggle your bottoms? Can you find J? Can you find X? X. I hope you won that round. So page 4, middle section, caption reading. So children, I'm going to go in a minute, but some words will come up. You've got to try and read the words and tell your parents what they say. Are you ready? Turn your brain boxes on. Well done, that's not easy, that one, everyone. Okay, page 4, the bottom section, matching uppercase letters, and that's questions 56 to 60. Children, there are some letters on screen now. This is the daddy letter of one of those letters. It's the capital letter. Which one matches this? Point to it and tell your parents. Good job. The bottom matches this one. Who does that go with? Well done. Which letter at the bottom there matches this one? Who matches this one? Press pause if I'm going too fast for you. Which letter matches this one? Tell your parents or point to it. Which one matches this one? This one isn't easy. Well done, everybody. Now we're going to do the last block on this part of the assessment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the lowercase letter, the little letter, on here, and you need to find the capital letter, the uppercase letter at the bottom. You ready? Where's this one's daddy? Where's this one's capital letter? Who does it match with? Can you point to it or tell your parents? Can you find a big letter for this one? Can you find the capital letter for this one? Can you find the capital letter for this one? Who does that belong to? And last question on this sheet, question 65. This is tricky. Who does this one belong to? Can you find the capital of this one? Okay, so that's all of the literacy assessment part A done. Mummies and daddies, you probably need a break. Children, you probably definitely need a break. Children, you have got some writing to do after this one, but I'm sure you're big and brave. Okay, so this is literacy assessment part B. Children, you're going to be doing some writing. I don't want you to use a sound card if you don't need to. So if you've got this sound card, turn it over so you can't see it and only use it if you really need to. Try and write without it. So a bit like a dot test in here, under question 1, I would like you to write the sound ooh. Slow, neat writing. In this part number 2, do you know how to write ah? Can you write it in here for me? Ah. If you're not using the sound card, this is amazing. In here, can you please write p? P. What does it look like? Can you write it down? In this one, press pause if I'm going too fast. Give yourselves a chance to catch up. In this one, can you write that sound that I don't really like? Can you write j? J. And right at the end, in that last box, question 5, can you please write w? W. This part of the test is letter formation and orientation. So children, if you are writing a, it should look like this. If you had written it like this, then I'd know that you haven't followed the right formation and you haven't gone around the apple and down the leaf. For this one, it looks really good, but actually the orientation's wrong because it's the wrong way round. Mr. Back to front. So question number 6, your first letter that I want you to write. And guys, I want you to try and write it in the most beautiful, neat, cursive writing. Take your time. Breathe in, breathe out. So in here, can you write T? On this one, I'm checking your writing. Use a sound card if you need to find it. In the next box, can you please write O? O. If you don't need a sound card, great. In the middle here, can you please write G? G, G, G. In this box underneath the 9, can you write Pause me if you need to catch up. And in the last box, I'm going to be mean. Can you please write Good. The next part is to write a word along here. The first word you're going to write along there is the word on. Can you write on? You can use a sound card, but you can't ask your parents to write it for you. You can't even ask them what letters to write. You need to do it yourselves. Use your Robotoms if you need to. Write on. If you can't do it, don't worry. Pause if you need to. On the second one down, the second dot, next to the number 12, top of the clock, can you please write pig? Pig. You might want to pause me now before I go on to the next question. And in the last space here, can you please write mop? Mop. Okay, so children, turn your paper over. You're going to go on to this one now. The first word I would like you to write here is the word knit. Knit. Pause me while you write it. Your next word, so number 15, please write the word just. Just. Can I just have 5 more minutes in bed? Just. If you don't know all of the sounds in that, that's fine. Just write down any sounds that you hear. Just. Pause me please while you write that. And then number 16, which is going to go in here. Can you write any sound you can hear at all? Do your best to write the word orange. Orange. And pause me while you do that, please. Okay, so bottom block of the assessment on page 1. You're going to write down, if you can, 3 red words. If this is too hard for you, and your parents think you're struggling a little bit, don't worry about doing it. But listen to the words and write them down if you can. So red words we can't sound out. Think about all of the red words you know. For question 17, so you're going to write it here, next to the 17. Can you write the word to? To. We've used it in our writing. Don't ask your parents. Put me on pause while you do that, please. Number 18. So number 18 is here. Can you write my? My. If you don't know how to write it, please don't worry. But think about your red words on your sound cards. Can you think of the word my? Can you remember which letters they are? If you can't do it, don't worry. This is really hard, this bit. It might be that you just remember one letter and that's fine. And then your last word to write at the bottom here, can you write the word the? The. I'll give you a bit of a clue. When we're looking at our red word pictures, the word the is the one that's written on the book. The. If you're not sure what letters they are, don't you worry. Well done, everybody. We're now going to move on to a more difficult part of the assessment. If you've struggled and found lots of that too hard, don't worry about moving on to the next bit. But if you think you can accept the challenge, we'll have a little look together. You might just want to have a look at it. So on your piece of paper, you've got one like this. Again, it's a creamy colour, whereas mine is white. And we're going to look at this part first. Okay? And you've got the scaffolded lines there. So you're going to write on those, and that will make sure you've got a finger space in the middle. So question 20, we're going to write on those lines. Look at this picture, please. we're going to write, it is a cat. We're going to start here. It is a cat. Can you tell me that together? Can we say it together? It is a cat. Put me on pause while you write that. Please use your sound card if you need to. You're doing so well if you've got this far. Question 21. Look at this picture. Red dogs have fun. Red dogs have fun. Can you repeat that with me? Red dogs have fun. That's 4 words. Red dogs have fun. Who has fun? Red dogs. Red dogs have fun. There's no scaffolding on this one. There's the scaffolding lines there to help you. On this half, you haven't got any help, so you're going to start there and you're going to write red dogs have fun. Give that a go now. Just put me on pause because that's going to take you a little while. Use your sound cards if you need to. If you got that far, wow. I'm glad if you had a go, even if you found it tricky. The most important thing is you try. If you've managed to do some writing on here, that's fine. I want you to put it down. I want you to leave it on the table, and I want you to go and have a drink or a break, maybe even a treat because you've worked so hard, and then come back later on for maths. When you come back later on for maths, can you remind your mummies and daddies what this part said? Can you read it to them? Not now, later. Okay, now we're going to look at some number work. The first thing you've got to do for question 1 is you've got to count. Go to your parents and I want you to count to 20 to show them how clever you are. Press pause while you do that. Now for question 2, 3 and 4, you're going to see some objects come up on the screen. You have got to count them and then tell your parents how many you can see. If I go too fast and the page disappears, just go back and put me on pause while you're counting. Brilliant everybody, well done. The next part of your work is to recognise numbers. You're going to see some numbers flash up, and parents, that's questions 5 to 9. Children, you're going to see some numbers flash up on the screen and you've got to shout them out. Are you ready? Go. Good job. If that was too fast, just go back. Your next job for question 10 is to find the blue piece of paper in your pack. On that blue piece of paper are numbers 1 to 20 in little squares. Your parents are going to chop them up, they're going to mix them up, and you're going to try and put them in the right order, just like we do with your number bags in school. Now we're on the maths assessment page 2. At the top it says finding numbers. Can you, from your pack, find your green piece of paper and it will have numbers 1 to 20 on a number line? 1 to 20. You don't cut this one up. I'm going to say a number and then you're going to put your finger on that number on the number line and show your parents that you know exactly which number I'm talking about. Okay, have you got your green number line? Please can you point to number 5. Don't let your parents point to it first because they'll win. Can you point to number 9? Number 9. You need to be faster than that. Don't let them win. 9. point to number 12? Well done. Can you point to number 15? Good, and point to the last one, number 19. 19. Great. Put the green piece of paper aside, you're going to use that a little bit later on, and we'll move on to the next question. So now we're on the middle section of our page 2 of the maths assessment, and it's one more than. Look at the numbers down the bottom for me. Can you tell me which number is one more than 3? Which number is one more than 3? Who is bigger than 3? What comes after 3? Well done. Your next question, number 17. Which number is one more than 7? Who is bigger than 7? What comes after number 7? It says 19 on your sheet, sorry. I'm going to take the number line away now. It's going to make it a little bit harder. See if you can do it from memory. Think about a number line. Which number is one more than number 1? Who's bigger than number 1? Who comes next? Who is after number 1? Which number is one more than 5? What comes after 5? And which number is one more than 9? Well done. Okay, we're on page 2 of the maths assessment, addition at the bottom, questions 21 to 25. Children, I'm going to ask you to add some things for me, and you're going to tell your parents the total. Can you tell your parents the total of 3 plus 2? Can you see those cubes, everybody? Can you tell your parents the total of 3 plus 4 equals, how many are there altogether? How many cubes have I got? Press pause if you need to. Tell your parents the total. Well done. What is 5 plus 4? Tell your parents the total. On your fingers, on this hand, can you put 4 please? Show me 4 fingers on this side. And show me 2 fingers on this hand, this side. Equals, how many? What's the total? Okay, and question 25. Have a look at this number sentence and tell your parents the total. Don't ask them for help. Excellent. We're very close to the end of the assessment now, so I know you're probably quite tired from this. Okay, so for the next bit of our assessment, children, you're going to be writing on one of these, but yours is yellow. And we're going to write numbers in these boxes. So I'll tell you a number and you can write it down. If you need to use your green number line to copy, then you can. But if you can turn it over and not use it, that's great too. So have it there ready in case you need it. In the first box, can you please write number 4? In the next box here, please can you write number 8? In the next box here in the middle, can you write number 13? Don't ask your parents for help. Number 13. Pause me if you need to. In the next box here, please can you write number 17? 17. And in the box at the end, right at the end, can you write 20? If you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Right at the end, write number 20. Okay, this is your last job, everybody, and then we get 3 marbles in the pot. On your yellow piece of paper at the bottom here, you're going to write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. For this bit, you really shouldn't look at a number line because that's just copying the number. I want to know if you can remember it. So you might not get to 20, but just go as far as you can. If you make a mistake, don't worry, it doesn't matter. The most important thing that you can do is try. Once that assessment's finished, I'm going to put 3 marbles in your jar because I think you've been fantastic. And actually, I might ask Mr. Holditch if he can give you all a head teacher sticker, and you'll be able to pick that up when you choose from the choosing box on Sunday. Well done, everybody. Thank you, mums and dads.